Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you a location where you can get unlimited lake sturgeon spawning. On top of that, you can also get largemouth bass. Now, this location is really easy to get to. It's less than a minute from the butcher and roads. I'm getting ready to pull it up on the map, but I just wanted to show you multiple different locations where you can get money. I know a lot of different areas end up getting kind of congested and stuff, and like I said, with this video and like with all my videos, I'm never saying this is the best go-to hunting method or fishing method that's out there. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. You might have your own personal one you don't want to share with people, and you kind of are holding on to that. Nothing wrong with that at all, but I'm just trying to add these out there because you might have your own personal one, and it's in the same area in some of the videos that I'm doing different tutorials on to show you where to go to, and you can add this to that. So that's the whole purpose of a lot of these, is it could either be your go-to or it could be an add to what you already have. Now, real quick before I pull this up on the map, there's only two things you need here. One, of course, you need a fishing rod, and two, you need to steal a horse. Stealing a horse is really easy in the town of Rhodes. Just find one, jump on it, run out of town, and come back, and you have it. Pretty simple, easy to go. And then also, too, you need to just be able to purchase a fishing rod. So let me go ahead and pull up on the map and show you where we're going to head to. And as you can see, it's just right over here, right in this area on the shore, east of Rhodes. It's less than a minute away. Right in this area here, right to the right of that bridge. Now, I'm going to head over there now in real time, and I'm going to show you how long it takes to get there. Also, how fast it takes to actually fish for the lake sturgeon. And then while you're there, go ahead and make sure you pick up the 10 largemouth bass that you can actually carry. This method is basically for the lake sturgeon. It just works out well because you can pick up an extra $20 because you can pull up largemouth bass while you're in the location. So basically, you need to come over here to the shore. Now, what I recommend is coming over here to the right hand side that you're going to see where I'm pulling my horse up to. Now, I'm riding the stolen horse. Now, you need to hitch it to this tree. This is the best location, easy to get the lake sturgeons on the back of it, because if not, the horse can get spooked if there's people in the area. Sometimes the horse just runs away. So just make sure you hitch him to the tree. So once you got the horse hitched, come over to this area right here off the bank and go ahead and pull out the fishing pole. As soon as you do, you'll start seeing the fish spawn. And usually there's always a lake sturgeon right here with, like you can see, there's a bunch of largemouth bass all around him. And honestly, it doesn't matter which one you're fishing for. I usually try to get the lake sturgeon right away just because it takes a little bit of time to get him on the back of the horse. If you're catching largemouth bass as you're doing it, it's no big deal. You're here for those two as well. And I think right now I only got a largemouth bass. So we're going to pull them in. What's good about this too is that the bank of the shore is actually higher up out of the water, so you don't have to pull them all the way in. Like right there, you can see they kind of bounce up out of the top of the water before you even have to pull them all the way in, so it quickens the animation of the fish. This is a great location. The largemouth bass will just keep showing up. Like I said, there's a lake sturgeon on the left-hand side there. At the top of there's one here on the right. You're always going to have at least two of them, sometimes three. I've even seen four. Now, if you want to be brave, you could use a wagon. I would recommend a horse just because this area sometimes gets congested and you have a lot of different people sometimes spawning into roads going other locations in the map. So I probably wouldn't really do a wagon here. And I think this time I got the lake sturgeon. Like I said, it doesn't matter which way you get them. You know, whether you get the largemouth bass or you get lake sturgeon first. Yeah, it was a bass. But either way, no big deal. So we already got two of those. As you can see how fast they're coming in. I think when you get all 10 of them, it's $20. Let me try to get that lake sturgeon. He keeps getting kind of webbed in with the largemouth bass, so I'm going to kind of cast over top of him like I did and kind of pull it back across of him. I think I'm going to get him this time. Let me see. Sometimes the lake sturgeon is a little hard-headed. I think he's getting ready to pull on it, and it looks like it is. Yeah. And kind of just reel him in. Like I said, if you haven't seen my other videos or if you're new to fishing, just go up and down with the left joystick as you pull the fish in. As you can see, it kind of jerks them up out of the water. Now, when you get your first lake sturgeon, I recommend putting it on the horse that's hitched up, the stolen one, just because in case, you know, they're trying to run off or anything like that, you know, you already got that one taken care of. You know, he's good to go. He's hitched up and ready to go. So let's go ahead and just toss it on him real quick. A second, and we'll go over and get the rest. And let's get back to, I kind of just check my map every once in a while to make sure there's no one around. And, you know, just do that every probably few minutes. People could still spawn on top of you, but You know, if there's griefers far away and stuff like that, you know, once you're in the method of fishing, you can't see your map. Now at the top right of the video, I'll put a video to a companion app where you can actually pull up on your smartphone or tablet or on your computer, and it's an active map that during the gameplay, if you are fishing or doing something else and you can't see the map, it'll actually have a live view of your map, so it does help out for fishing. And I think that's another one grabbing him right there. And during this time, now it's getting ready to get dark here on the game. But even at nighttime, which some locations, you know, fish and birds kind of, they still spawn, but they won't spawn as much at night. This location, it doesn't matter what time of day it is, you always will keep getting 2 sturgeon, and you always keep getting at least 10 largemouth bass. Honestly, you probably get more than that largemouth bass, but once you hit 10, you got to throw them back in. I wish there was some way you could actually get, you know, damaged carcasses of the fish here. I guess you could shoot them with an arrow or stuff and go down in there and get them, but it's a little harder because you're farther away than normal. You know, if you're right down on the shore and they're coming up to your feet, you could hit them and get them, but I wouldn't bother with it too much here, especially because this is more of a time thing here. You know, there's tons of good fishing methods out there, but the longer they take, it's kind of give and take depending on what you want to do. Now sometimes, like you can see right here, the largemouth bass do spawn a little farther out. No big deal, they still pull in just as quick. So it's getting ready to get dark here, so I'm going ahead and just, instead of keep boring you with the footage of pulling of the fish, like I said, every time I cast out, the fish are grabbing it right away, so you can kind of do the math in your head, the amount of time it takes. It's just a few minutes by the time you get your 10 if you're just focusing on them after you got your lake sturgeon. So I'm going to go ahead and show you back over at the butcher what we got and how much we made, and then we're going to head directly back over here with no cutscene just so you can see that these fish respawn. So I'm heading back over to the butcher right now, and I'm trying to get my actual horse to follow me. He's being stupid. He's going through all different parts of the town. So anyway, we're back at the butcher real quick. Now there's some other things I think I have in my satchel. We'll ignore those because it's from a previous hunting thing I did, and I didn't clear my satchel out. We'll only focus on the things that I did just get. Like I said, we only have the largemouth bass we'll focus on, which is $20 there. We won't worry about the smallmouth bass because that was earlier fishing I was doing, and we won't worry about the feathers. So we have $20 for the largemouth bass. And then with the 2 lake sturgeons, they come in at $7.25 a piece. And we have 2 of them. So not bad at all. Pretty quick trip. So we're going to head on back over there. Like I said, there won't be no cutscene in this, so you can see as I leave the butcher and go right straight back over there. Because I know a lot of people always debate, you know, how long was it in between you going to the butcher. So I'm just going to show you, as soon as I go right back over there to the butcher, you're going to see the lake sturgeon spawn back up. And then also too, majority of the time, like I said, always the largemouth bass will show up as well. The only time they don't end up spawning sometimes is when you have these idiots, which I know you probably ran into them. It's the NPCs and boats. They'll come through this channel of water sometimes and they'll screw it up. But the thing is, a lot of times once they pass through, if you walk away from the shore and come back to the shore, they'll actually, all the largemouth bass will show up. So if that's the case, you know, that's all you need to do. I don't see a boat right now, so they should be over there. Actually, there's a boat coming right underneath the bridge right now, so that'll probably be the case when we look. They kind of just end up despawning the smaller fish. And let's go ahead and just cast out, and we'll see the lake sturgeon right away. So we got one right there on the right. And there's some smaller fishes out there or whatever, but now the other one, if you see right here, is down on the left-hand side. There's actually 3 of them here. So like I said, you're always going to get at least 2. Now, like I said earlier, if you want to be brave, go for a wagon, but I would highly recommend not doing that just because you're probably going to get killed. And honestly, too, there's not a really good place to actually get the wagon where you could get up into the back of it with the fish. So, and at the same time, if you actually go across the shore where we're facing at, you could go over there and get a lot of herons, pelicans, and stuff like that that go for a lot of money as well in the swamp areas over there. So as always, guys, I hope this video helped you out. If it did, I would appreciate it if you would like it, share it with your friends, share it on social media. Also, to subscribe, click the notification bell, so anytime I have updates, glitches, exploits, you get notified right away and you can jump on them before anybody else does. As always, I'll catch you guys next time in the next video.